What determined on your Saturday night show whether someone was interviewed or whether they just sung? Sometimes they just sung and that was it. And you used to find it strange. It used to be a big name and you would say, like, here it is, da-da-da-da, and then you wouldn't interview that particular person.
Well, probably because they couldn't talk. I don't know. I mean, I'm not being rude, but I mean, you know, you don't want to put somebody on who you admire who actually gets a bit tongue-tied, do you? You want to celebrate them and show them doing what they do best of all, which is sing, you know.
I think the hardest part of your show must have been to come down those stairs every Saturday night. You had to... Stairs and TV don't really go well together.
It's balmy. I used to watch people coming down the stairs, waiting for them to fall down or something. But because, you know, you stand at the top of the stairs there and you've got all that buzz on you, you know, all the gear on you and all that. And you look into the audience, what you can see, there's 500, 700 people in the audience, buzz. There's 15 cameras all around, probably. And then the guy says to you, the floor manager, enjoy yourself. Enjoy it. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you crazy?
Just enjoy it. That's one of the worst sentences people always say.
We all know, don't we? So you walk on and you thank God you make the stairs, right? And then you get down and then you can see the fear in the people's eyes who are coming towards you. I don't care who they were. Muhammad Ali, didn't matter. They were discomforted because they were walking into your lair in very uncomfortable situations. So your first instinct was a sympathetic one, really, I think.
But it's interesting that from what you're saying is you think that your mood fed into that as well. And perhaps if you... Because you're a charming man and you get interesting things out of
moods as well.
people. Well, yeah, but do you think if you'd been in a better mood that day, you might have been able to charm her out?
I think I knew what was going to come. I went to a dressing room before when the thing started, and just to say hello, hi, you know, we've not met anything like that. And it was a Stars dressing room, big one at the BBC, and the team, her team, was sitting over there, and she was sitting over there with her back to them. And I thought, this is not going to work. She's fed up. She's had a long tour and all that. Russell Crowe just left her, and all that bit was going on, you know. And so I was not anticipating a good event.
Stop it.
Well, present company accepts.
Of course.
I was going to say, prepares to say that.
Let's get sensible.
You nervous this morning, Sir Michael?
I always am nervous. I might give the air of nonchalance, but my heart's going.
Do you like being interviewed?
I do. I love being interviewed. Yeah, because you know you can just sit there and relax and enjoy yourself. A lot of people don't enjoy being interviewed by you, do they? But I mean, you're more charming than I am. No, I do. I like it being interviewed. I like being the other side of it. You know.
You've done some legendary interviews.
I was lucky. I was lucky at a time when there were legends around. You know, I didn't think of the movie stars. You know, when I started, it was just for the first time we were released into the TV world. You know, hitherto being banned. I mean, wonderful.
Alcoholism robs people, excuse me, of their personalities in a way, and the person that you know. Did you try and put a stop to it?
I was in trouble myself in those days, in a sense. I mean, I was drinking very, very heavily at times. After the death of my father, which affected me greatly, I just hit the bottle. I didn't become an alcoholic. I pulled back. I went and sought advice, and Mary was wonderful, looking after me. George probably didn't have that stability in his life. Yeah. And so it was never checked at all. It was interesting. The last time I saw him, a guy, George used to come down, the Man United players that George played with, the team used to come down for a charity event at Nick's, my son's pub. And the only person who never showed in all the years they had it was George. And a wealthy guy down and said, listen, if you get Bestie, I'll give you 20 grand for the charity. OK, fine. So I called him. I said, this is an offer you cannot refuse. He owed me on the charity 20 grand. And he came, and he was wonderful. And I said to him, I'm not going to serve you any booze at all, because that would be silly. And he swore at me, but he didn't drink all night. He had a wonderful time. I went home and said to Mary, stupidly, I think, you know, he might be there, he might be OK. 2 weeks later, he has a fight with a policeman. He goes into prison into lockup for a while, comes out, and then, I don't know, 2 months later, he's dead.
And your standard was very good, because on a Sunday morning on Radio 2, I missed that show very, very much.
Yeah, we used to do that. Yeah. But I was lucky in that they let me do that. You know, I didn't have to play a playlist. I didn't want to do the hit parade. I wasn't interested in it at all. And I see the problem with the music I love is that you can't find it nowadays. So really, this is, without it being too important, this is a kind of crusade.
And this is a tour. We haven't actually said. You're off on tour, aren't
That's
you?
right. We're going to Wabington, first of all, which is John and Cleo's place. With a lovely little theatre there. And then we're going up north, we're going to Glasgow and we're going to Edinburgh. And then we're coming back down, we're going to Lowry in Manchester, we're going to Lancaster. We're going all over there doing this music show.
And what format would that take? Are these clips from the show, from your show?
Absolutely. So when I said, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Bennett, there he is, or whatever it might be. And I travel with Mike, my son, who interviews me, because I used to do a one-man show, but I thought, well, the only reason you have children is to make them work for you, isn't it, really, basically? So he does the interview, and he's doing very well indeed. And also Joe Stilgoe, Richard's son, who is wonderful. Have you ever seen him at all?
No.
Well, Richard played the piano. He was a great musician.
Well, his son did not fall far from the tree, let me tell you. He's a most wonderful jazz pianist, a wonderful singer, and a very witty, clever guy, a lovely guy. So we travelled together, and we
Let me ask you this. Did you ever get to interview the Duke?
Oh yeah, Duke Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
What was he like?
He was formidable, and he was.
Is that code for scary and difficult?
Well, he was that,
Was
but
he?
you're also aware too that when he walked on, this legend, this sheriff walked on. But he was more than that. Of course, he was very concerned with the gun lobby, and so we had a little bit of a set to about that. And he then said, was telling me about all the commies in America, and we didn't part friends, that's for sure.
No.
Is there
I had
an
a chance to buy his wig once.
Did you?
Yes, but my wife forbade it.
Really? Why?
Because she said it was full of lice and things, and she didn't want it. But it was it was a toupee in a glass case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had a number of them, obviously.
You're a massive
Those
fan,
tubes,
I
yeah.
remember that.
He's my hero.
Bing Crosby used to have a toque. He used to walk into the BBC with the hat box, the toque. Go up to the girl on the BBC. My name's Crosby, Bing Crosby. Where's the girl's going to fix my toque?